So, late intro introducing what you're going to do in the video. Anyone? Eh? Eh? Okay, so I'm doing fan art. Okay, so this whole video is going to be voiceover. Anyway, the time I'm recording the voiceover, it's my baby sister's birthday. Happy birthday, sissy. Anyhow, I'm recording this now. By the time it comes out and I upload it, it'll be a month later, so it'll be past her birthday, but whatever. Because I want to get this down while it's fresh in my mind as possible. I wanted to actually record the whole thing today, but because I'll be helping out fixing my sister's birthday, I don't think it's possible. And I was meant to do this actually today, but I was like not into it, like doing anything. I actually had to force myself to at least do some thumbnailing. I did a thumbnail, so hopefully by the time I record it, I might do an extra voiceover recording later about the drawing. But right now, I just want to talk about the anime I'm going to be drawing, at least some of the characters, not all of them. And I want to do it while I was finished watching this anime, and I started watching this anime the day before today, which is the 27th. Today is 27th. I watched it on the 27th, and I just started watching this anime after I finished the last one, and it's called Radiant. I was putting this one off. It was in my queue on Crunchyroll for a while, and I put it off because if you go on Crunchyroll and you put queue, and it has a thumbnail of the episode, the artwork looked, well, I should say the animation looked horrible, but once you played it, it actually looked really nice. And the story was right up my alley. It was adventure, there's comedy, and there's a little emotional journey. Already at the beginning, like episode 2, I was really touched by it. I didn't cry, but I was very touched by it, and I liked it. I'm not to do the spoilers, but between the two characters, I liked it. Actually, 3 characters. Between the 3 characters, it was very touching. Nothing cry-worthy yet, but something that engaged my interest and want to support and see this character more. And I'm only up to like episode 4, I think. So it's past the 3. And just from the first episode, obviously, it was very entertaining and engaging, and it gave me a very good guess of the world. I don't like, and this is the problem I have with another anime I'm going to talk about this list, as well as Black Clover, is they do a lot of narration in the beginning. I rather just figure, and for this particular anime, I think it would be better not to tell me or repeat the same narration over and over again in the beginning. I just want just get to the anime, whatever, skip. But anyway, that's it for that one. And I said, it was only like 3 episodes in. I'm watching it, really liking it. But the next anime I want to talk about that I'm drawing in this illustration. And the character I'm drawing this illustration is the main character, Seth. FYI. But the next one, the second one, is from Zombieland Saga. Do not ask me which character I'm drawing. I do not remember any of their names. I think this one, hold on, but I think her name is, they said it and I forgot it already. This is how I want it to be fresh in my mind. But anyway, I will get it soon. Hold on. Anyway, other than that, Zombieland Saga, it was, again, something else I put off. Like when it first came out, I put it off. I waited until it was complete, and then still put it off. Like a few later, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for this. Let's go. Cause it is an idol, basically an idol anime with zombies. The idols are zombies, and it makes it very entertaining. So, what do you call it? And I really love all the characters in this, even the very loud producer manager, annoying one. So, that's her name, Saki. I'm drawing Saki. I think her number is 7. I could be wrong. Don't take my word for it. I like was between her character and number zero, who I really like. She can't say number zero can't say anything, but you still get a lot of entertainment from her. She acts kind of like an animal. It was really funny, and I also enjoyed the music. The only thing, one minor, I guess you could call it critique or dislike, but it doesn't really take away from the show. I still like it and still found it. It was when they switched from 2D to 3D, which is very jarring for your eye, but it has a lot of emotional beats throughout, even when it's doing singing. So it's not completely distracting or throwing me off, and I'm like, oh no, I can't watch this anime anymore. It happened through a few idol shows, but this one isn't so bad. I like it, and I also like each girl go through an arc, all the way to the very last one. The last one doesn't seem like a big deal at first, but her arc was actually I don't know. I don't want to spoil it, but anyway, it's I don't know how to describe it. They build up really well, I should say, I guess. Like, it doesn't seem bad at first, but they build up really well, and then it makes a big scene at the end, which makes it feel very overwhelming, and you get the emotional beat that I wasn't expecting to have for her. Yeah, that's it. So I really enjoyed it, and I think also the other characters helped and played it off really well. So, it's like a very short anime. It's only 12, and it's only one season. By the way, Radiant has 2 seasons, and it's like a lot of episodes, so I'm very looking forward to enjoying that and watching that one. But if I just watch it. It's really fun and entertaining, and I really love the character designs between each zombie. It's not like they look not even their color skins are the same, and they each come from a different era, so they each have something like also getting accustomed and learning about the modern world, which add a little bit is not overwhelming. It doesn't take too much of the show. It's just little beats here and there, like, oh, I didn't do this in my time, like back in my time this. What is this thing? Oh, you could do that? Okay, that's it. They don't overwhelm it or take too long explaining things. So, very entertaining. And quickly to the next one, Fire Force. This is the one I was talking about where it has a lot of narration in the beginning. But this one makes sense because a part of the plot or a part of the story is a mystery, and the narration in the beginning plays into it because it helps you and gives you clues of figuring out the story, which is what I like, which is why it's forgivable. And the character I drew is a main character, which is, once again, terrible with names, ha ha ha, but I will figure it out. Give me a second. But anyway, this one, it didn't took me very long to get into it. I saw, what's his name? Higok put a review about it, and I saw as soon as I saw the animation, I'm like, yep, I'm watching that. Put it on my queue list, and I didn't even wait for it to finish. I waited till it was like half the season was, or at least I thought was half the season was done, till I watched it, and I was like really hyped for it and really happy, and I got exactly what I wanted. I really do love the animation. That's the biggest part, but I also really love the story and the mystery behind it. That what kept me in. That I was so happy and so into it that I had to look for the manga. Yeah. And here we go. And his name is, that's not it, huh? Is it Shinra? I think I'm drawing Shinra. I could be totally wrong. Please do not take my word for it once again. But anyway, I love his character the most, and I love his situation with how he's the main character, and with the rest of the characters cast, and the main characters and cast, and I love how he interacts with them, and how their feelings bounce off each other. It is so touching. And it's not only that; it's also a lot of action, also with the animation, it's beautiful. Mwah. So, moving on to the ones I watched way before this one, but not too far back, is Alucard season. The character is Alucard, but the show I watched is called Castlevania. This one is the only one on here in these drawings that's from Netflix. The rest is I just watched off from Crunchyroll. And Alucard is my favorite character from that show. I love him, and what they did to him was, in the end, was so messed up. I feel so bad. My heart went out to Alucard. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's amazing. I'm going quick because these are ones that so far back. I don't have much to say, and I love the tension and the relationship they was building. So it hurts even more at the end. That's the thing. And I just wish that his friends in the beginning would just come back, because I don't want to tell his story arc, but oh my gosh, I mean spoil his story, but oh my gosh, my boy. So going on to back to Crunchyroll. I can't pronounce his anime name, but I think it's called Zanamai. And the character I draw is one of the 3 main characters, and his name is Toy. He is my favorite one. Matter of fact, I hated one of the characters. I feel indifferent, but the other one I hated. The other main character, I hated him. He was so obsessed with his feeling for the one of the main characters that he pretty much ignored Toy. Toy took it like a champ. He didn't care. All he cared about was his brother, and he was obsessed with, because that was his only, I guess, last close family. Although he was raised by his uncle. But yeah. I think his wanting and need for a connection with his family is what drew me into him, and I loved him from beginning to end. As soon as he came on screen and he told his story, figured out his story and background, love. Toy is my boy. What he does not always make the right choices, but he tried to make the right choices at the end and try to not live like his brother. Without spoiling anything, that's as far as I could go. And the last anime I want to talk about, this is the one that's from further back, is Tonori no Seikikon something. And the character I'm drawing is both the main characters, because there's only technically two characters that mainly play in this anime. One of them is Seikikon, and the other one is a girl. I don't really know her name. She's the one who's talking a lot, so I think her teacher brought up her name, but I don't remember. Her name's not brought up enough for me to even think about. But I love how they played. It's pretty much a very short anime and a very quick synopsis without spoiling anything. Seiki-kan likes to play with things during class, and it distracts the main girl all the time that she does very bad in her class. That's it. And the antics and the things that he does in class is very entertaining. Even the openings, just from the opening in very itself, is entertaining. I never skip the opening, and I really love the end. Because sometimes some openings I not feeling it, but this one I love, as well as the ending. I really love the ending. It's my favorite song. I went so far as looking it up on YouTube. I really love it, and it's a very short comedy. It has many episodes, but the episode I would think is no longer than 10 minutes long, with the ending and opening and ending included. So there you go. That's my quick review. What do you think? And I might do a quick voiceover talking about my drawing. You would know because you would be hearing it. So catch you in a few seconds, I guess. Maybe. Hey, I'm back with my voice, which I said I would do a few seconds ago. Hi. So quickly, I just want to say that I'll talk about my drawing, and that I might go into spoiler here, so if you want to jump off, totally understand, whatever. It's cool. And to start off, it was about the lighting. So when I started drawing this, it's like an afternoon. Then I stopped to go get food, brunch. Then I came back, and it didn't take me that long to eat, but apparently, since I'm in the basement, the light goes out fast here, so yeah, it got pretty dark at the end. It's gonna get pretty dark at the end of this video, but I'm sorry. There's a little joke in my head. Ignore the silly laughing out of context. Anyway, when I did this, I pretty much did the thinking of the concept and the structure. Thumbnail, basically. I did thumbnails way ahead of time. Like a day or two. Not actually that way ahead. And so I did some thumbnails, and when I initially did thumbnails, when I initially thought of the illustration of what I wanted to do, I initially thought of just doing plain black and white, but then I don't know when or where, but I wanted to do color. So I also swatched all the Sharpies I had in my tin box. Not all the Sharpies I have, but just all the ones in the tin box that I have on my table. And I see what colors I want to use, and in the end I couldn't decide what colors to use, so I decided to use them all. And to make them seem neat and orderly and not like a cluster of colors, I just assign a color to each character. Some of the characters are, I think one of the characters repeated, two characters repeat a color, because the one character can't repeat a color. Two characters repeat a color. One of them is Seth from Radiant, and the other one is Seiki-kun from Tonori no Seiki-kun. So, in the drawing process, I also just realized that only two of my characters are showing hands, the rest of them are hidden behind another character or behind their backs. Not because I'm trying to avoid drawing hands. Honestly, I think the whole composition, besides the composition, that like just the bodies kind of look like crap. I'm like, yeah, this is why people use reference. Also, haven't done fan art in a while, so. And also, it was hard to get really small details with a very not sharp, more of a blunt pencil lead case thingy. Like the point wasn't very sharp, so it was like a hustle to get the smaller faces towards the back, but hopefully in markers I could do better. So I took my time doing in markers with the ultra fine, but it still came out like, because I don't know, because the paper I'm using or whatever, the ink spreads and it's Sharpie, so I was like, okay, whatever, I kind of expect it. So it was like, oh, whatever. But it came out not as bad as I thought it could have been. I like the color scheme. It does look, assigning a color, even, although I use all the colors, and using the watercolor for the background makes it seem a little bit more uniform and not just spreading colors all over the place. So the final result came out pretty decent. That's what I would say, and that's what I want to add to it. Not much to say. I mean, I really hated how I drew the bodies. I'm usually proud of how I draw the figures and bodies, so drawing the bodies and figures let me down. Forget the faces, just drawing the bodies let me down. The figures let me down. The faces does not look great either. I think the only face I like, with the section of the hair, is Seiki-kun. Not Seiki-kun, sorry. Wrong one, Seth. I like how Seth came out, but yeah, the hair let me down, especially when I colored the hair. I had no idea how to color that hair. None whatsoever. None that made sense. It was spiky as heck. This is also why it's kind of like a Goku hair, and I don't like Goku hair either because I have no idea how to color his hair. So I usually avoid drawing Dragon Ball Z anyway. I don't mind it, I'm just not the biggest fan. And I don't like coloring their hair. But anyhow, anywho, I think that's most wrap up. I think I like the one I do like the most is surprisingly the first one I color. No, it was Seiki-kun and Tori. Those are the ones I color here I liked. Coloring it, I keep forgetting to add shade or light in some parts, so I was like, and also this is where a chisel tip or a brush tip marker will come in handy, is drawing the very big areas. It was a hassle coloring those big areas. But when it's broken down is fine, but when it's just one big flat area, it's a hassle. Especially, I think some of my Sharpies at this point are in the tin are drying up. So there's that. nothing too serious, nothing too. But the coloring was better than the drawing. I should say that. I think I liked my drawings, my coloring than I did like the drawings. That's not it. And rule spoilers is if you have not seen it. I just want to take a quick take. I'll talk about the opening of Seiki-kun. I mentioned it earlier, but what I really like is that as you continue watching and pay attention to everything, little detail, there are some things like a change over time throughout the series. Towards the end, I like little slight changes of added to the character, or he added extra stuff, or the program changed. I thought that was very cute and interesting and funny. I always pay attention to those. My favorite is how she's obsessed with the the robot family. Like she knows she gets in trouble, but she cannot help but look at what he's doing. And the teachers call out on her, and then she ends up getting in trouble because she's so busy paying attention to him, and he gets away with it. And then he had this look of awe, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I really love those two, and it's really funny. And then like one time she like just took his toys, and he was like surprised, and she just got angry at him, and he just let her, and she ended up playing with the toys and not paying attention to the whole class to the end of the day, which I thought was freaking hilarious. And I'm gonna just go to there's a lot of people, but Shirazanamai, it's very weird anime. It's pretty much boys that turn to Kappa, and they need to collect plates. Well, they need to save people that are already dead by saving their soul or something like that. I don't know, but it's very weird. And they go through people's butts. But besides those weird parts, I think the thing that kept me watching it was Toy, his relationship with his brother. I keep hoping it work out with them. Hope those two work out. It didn't in the end, so kind of sad. I was really hoping for it to work out, and I think in the end, it ended on a good note between him and his brother, but he felt in such a depressed state. I still did not like one of the characters, the one with the glasses. I don't remember his name, and I don't care to look up his name to remember his name. But the one with the glasses still pissed me off to the end, but at least he got on board to help Toy. So, he's okay in my books. I'm not... that's it. I really don't care about him. I don't care if his love work out or not. It's just I guess because I'm such so where I take so much towards Toy that whenever he does something bad or like have an attitude towards Toy, I just get angry. I just like him more and more. Again, although he did help Toy in the end, but it was like a reluctant help. Is when he like the boy had a crush on, says I need to help him, and that the reason why he likes soccer and why he has a crush is because the boy it's because pretty much Toy started off. Toy was into soccer, and he threw away the ball, and the crush picked it up and then got into soccer, and now the glasses has a crush on the boy because he introduced him to soccer. So all goes back to Toy. So I still think it's like kind of selfish of him, but that's my critique and my perspective. You don't have to agree with me, and that's totally fine, fair. But he just pisses me off so much. Anyhow, I think the next one was Alucard, and it tore my heart that how his heart got torn. He finally made friends with these two characters, and they desperately wanted him to move the castle. I'm like, oh my gosh, you went through the whole castle. Do you not see how it is broken down? They deserve what they got in the end. I cannot imagine, but I just felt my heart just went to Alucard. He finally found people to keep a company and maybe even love. They threw that aside. I feel like Alucard will go down a bad path, but I have hopes for him. He is a very lonely kid. He is only a few years old. He just aged really fast. That's it. So my heart goes to Alucard, and I can't wait for next season. and I to see his development even more. Sorry. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm sorry. So the next one is from. Okay, so as I said earlier, I'm now like keeping up and reading the manga. Well, not keeping up anymore, but I was reading the manga, and so oh my gosh, Fire Force. Okay, my favorite part was when he met up with his brother. He found his brother. However, there's so much mystery now that he found his brother and know what's going on. There's so much more mysteries going on between what happened to his mother and how this whole thing happened. And I'm still trying to catch up with the manga and read it and figure the mystery out too. Like, oh my gosh, it's just like mind blowing. And I'm like waiting for the next one to come out. I'm hoping there's more to this anime and more seasons to the anime. I would love to watch it. I am all on board on this. And the brother is like, I don't know, is being like mind manipulated. I don't know if he was they hinted at that the girl zapped his mind to manipulate his mind to push him, but in the manga there was like part where he was trying to, like, he knew, he recognized this time. He actually recognized his brother, like, brother. I was like, wait, is he going back to his side? But what about I forgot what it was called, Evangelist, whatever, the people in white robes. Like, what about the people in white robes? Are you still on their side? Are you going to come to your brother's side? What's going to happen? So it's like, oh my gosh, OMG, right? So, yeah, I can't wait, and I'm just hopping on the hype board of that. So, next one is Zombie Land Saga, which came out seasons ago, I think. I don't remember. But I finally decided, after being on my queue for a while, watch it, and I am in love with it. The music is not that bad, but I also really love the comedy. That's what I love the most. That sticks out to me is the comedy. There are a few drama and there's development of characters, which is really great. The other class character, who lost her memory, when her memory came back, I was hoping, because she had her memory last, hoping more, but they made it seem big in the end when her bad luck really was like really bad luck. Like, oh my gosh. So I wonder if they continue, will she still have bad luck? Like, how bad can her luck be? But I like how all the characters came back behind her, and how she went back all the other characters up when they were going through their development change. The only one who didn't get the development is the one that couldn't really speak or function like the rest of them. I don't even know if she even had memories. Also, one came shocking to me. It was like, oh, one of the characters is not really a girl, but a boy, but identifies as a girl. So, okay. But I was like, okay, that was really shocking. I wasn't expecting that. But I think the most shocking part was that she died from mental shock because she was growing a whisker. Yeah, that's how she died. I don't know if to take it seriously or to laugh, but yeah. So, I'm gonna stop there. Because I have no idea how to take that. Next one is Radiant, and I have not picked it up since I started watching it, but I'm planning to watch it soon. So that's all for spoilers and about the drawing. And around this time of the video, I'm hopefully wrapping up. So thank you for watching. If you got this far, thank you for watching. Oh, also I use Sharpies. I didn't mention it before. Sharpies and watercolors. Thank you for watching. Bye!